On this spot, appearing inconsistently since February 16, 1999, the 3 a.m. donut shop is marked by sensory distortions. Walls with shifting temperatures, fluorescent lights that hum at an unnerving pitch, and a disorienting sense of timelessness. Suspected to be a predatorily toxic liminal space, reports include details of a recursive layout capable of trapping patrons in endless loops, staff in extreme states of sorrow, and an oppressive atmosphere of regret.
Did I ever tell you?
My favorite color is blue.
File number 152C. February 16, 1999.
If you're not careful and you no clip out of this neighborhood, you can end up in the donut hole, where it's nothing but the stink of old burnt coffee, the madness of the pink and orange checkered linoleum flooring, the monotonously ceaseless drone of fluorescent lights hum-buzzing at their peak frequency, pools of syrup slowly drying in the cracks of the counter, and approximately 600 million different types of donuts to sample. God save you if you hear the staff wandering around nearby, because they sure as hell have heard you.
Initial observations.
Since February 16, 1999, anecdotal observations and testimonial accounts have documented phenomena attributed to an anomalous establishment designated as the Donut Hole. Atmospheric conditions within this locale are characterized by a pervasive olfactory profile dominated by volatile organic compounds, reminiscent of degraded fryer oils and saccharides in advanced stages of olfactory desaturation. The chromatic properties of the interior walls exhibit a destabilized spectral hue, oscillating between thermal perceptual extremes, simultaneously inducing sensations of excessive warmth and incongruous coldness in observers. Electromagnetic emissions from fluorescent illumination systems produce an acoustic output with a fundamental frequency at the threshold of nociceptive auditory response, exacerbating neurophysiological tension. Spatial temporal inconsistencies manifest in the external visual field. Parametric vistas exhibit recursive properties, consistently redirecting observational trajectories toward their point of origin, regardless of observer motion vectors. Tactile and gustatory analyses reveal an incongruous sensory paradigm. Countertops demonstrate adhesive surface properties indicative of non-uniform particulate accretions, while consumables, specifically donuts, present visually normative exteriors that belie a profound gustatory dissonance upon ingestion, described subjectively as analogous to somatic regret. Personnel within the establishment display behavioral idiosyncrasies suggestive of affective dysregulation, including uncorroborated reports of concealed weeping. The anomalous entity has been formally classified as a toxically liminal space within the framework of hyperspatial anomalies. Notably, the establishment's interior architecture features a tessellation pattern reminiscent of the paradoxical geometries associated with M.C. Escher, exhibiting properties indicative of theoretical spatial infinity. This configuration permits the indefinite accommodation of patrons, concurrently sustaining temporal stasis, wherein individuals may remain entrapped ad infinitum. The auditory ambience is dominated by continuous soft jazz soundscapes, acoustically engineered to evoke the psychosomatic disorientation commonly associated with hypnagogic confinement, analogous to prolonged entrapment in a conceptualized elevator setting. Sections of the structure display incomplete materialization, with surfaces manifesting as irregular, low-resolution tiles, suggestive of computational rendering anomalies. These features have precipitated speculative hypotheses positing the establishment's existence as a synthetic or digital construct, potentially operating as a simulated environment embedded within a digital substrate.
Employees.
The staff at the 3 a.m. donut shop are just like normal people, but sadder. They all look and act like they were just dumped, and know that once their shift is over, they'll have to go home and pack all their stuff in some boxes and find a new place to live. And the truth is, Heather is probably happier now.
Witness account.
One witness stated, "Oh, hells yeah, I've been to the donut hole. It's no joke, Jake. It's the realio dealio. That's where my boy, Leroy, told me about how there's shadow wolves hunting downtown, right? He says there was this crazy homeless lady who kept trying to adopt puppies, but she couldn't care for them all, so she made a deal with this Cirrus Rhyme character to turn into, like, cartoons, so they could live free and never be hurt. You know, like how a cartoon is flat in 2 dimensions. That's what these dogs are. Except, I guess the dogs seen how the city had abandoned and mistreated that old lady, and it made them mad. And that madness over the years transformed them dogs into wolves. So now there's a pack of these shadow wolves moving around the city late at night, hunting for pieces of shit who ain't got no empathy for folks living on the street.
Excerpt from Professor Aldo Fassendagle-Blumenwerfel's book, Mysterious and Imaginary Shops of the Pacific Northwest.
Ah yes, the donut hole, where the air reeks of stale fryer grease and syrup that's turned bitter. The walls a sickly, faded pink that feels too warm and too cold at once. The fluorescent lights hum at a pitch just high enough to set your teeth on edge. And no matter where you sit, the view outside the windows loops, forever showing the same rainy streets that lead back to the same corner you just passed. The counter is sticky, the coffee burnt, and the donuts all look fine until you bite in, only to find the taste is off, like regret. You swear the staff are crying when they turn their backs, and if you check the time, it's always 3:12 a.m. My stay was longer than I'd expected. In fact, I believe I may still be there, some portion of myself forever trapped in that not space at that same not time. At the end of the day, I find myself asking the same question all patrons eventually must ask. Are we there to consume the donuts?
Or are we there so the donuts may consume us?
Step right up, sugar. The donut hole's got fresh, hot delights. Just for you. Glazed, sprinkled, filled each bite a little taste of home. But hold on to your hats, 'cause we've been cooking up something special. Check out these new donuts fresh out of the ovens.
The bogus donut.
It's like a bad idea you can eat. An edible mistake.
Rainbow cream gushers.
Get that good stuff all over your face, you monster.
Death donut.
100% fatal. 100% of the time.
Salmon something.
Salmon? What's that? I can't read that. Smells great.
Scorpion venom.
You can still feel their little legs wriggling.
The one which will follow you home and touch your stuff while you're asleep.